Hello, good morning student. I, Sushant Kumar Jain, Assistant Professor in Electronics and Communication Department, take your subject Digital System and the code of subject is CS 304. In today's lecture, we discuss about the importance of the subject and why we study this subject in computer science engineering. Then we see what we learn during the study of the course Digital System. After that, we see what we learn after the completion of the course, and in the last we see the reference book required to the subject. Okay, so first question come in your mind that why we study the subject digital system. So in today's scenario or in current technological world, we listen that each devices go to the digitalized. That means we listen that phrase is to be a digitalized. Our other electronic gadgets are to be digitalized. Automobile sector are also to be digitalized. So what is the reason behind the things are to be digitalized? So first advantage of digital system is accuracy. That means when we use analog signal, we did not get accurate result as compared to the digital system. It can be understood via analog watch and via digital watch. If we see the time in analog watch, then we cannot get exact time. Like in this example, we cannot see exactly what is the time in analog watch. But in case of digital watch, we see the exact time. That means in that case it is 3:36 p.m. What in analog watch we did not get the accurate time. So one of the reason is accuracy. That means in digital system we get accurate result. Second is error detection and correction. So our modern communication system also goes to the digitalization. So in that case, error detection and correction is easy as compared to the analog system. It can be understood that if a data 1001011 are to be sent via the transmitter and receiver will receive a data 10011, that means in that position a error is occurred. Then there is a use technique by which we get the information that in particular position error is occurred. So we know the position of the error. So it is easy to receiver that if he know the position of the error is fifth position, if we count from that place, then in fifth position error is occurred. So receiver will simply alter the value. That means if in that place the value is 1, then it will be alter the value and set to the 0, and if there is 0, then it will set the 1. So in case of digital system, error detection and correction is easy. That is another advantage of the digital system. Next is noise immunity. So as compared to the analog system, if the signal or voltage level slightly change into the digital signal, the noise could not be considered, because in case of digital system only two voltage level are exist. One is for 0 and another one is for 1. Okay, that means there is two voltage level, high voltage level or low voltage level. So if there is little bit noise is to be generated into the signal, then they will consider as the 0 and 1. While in the case of analog signal, if there is slightly change in the voltage level, then noise will be considered. So that is another advantage of the digital system. Next one is the ease of programmability. That means we can easily program to the digital system or digital devices. Ease of designing, that means we can design easily the digital system due to the advancement made in the integrated circuit technology. There are also many other advantages of the digital system like cost, speed of processing. So due to these advantages, the things are going to be digitalized. So that is the importance of the digital system or digital technology, for which it is necessary to study about the subject. Okay. Next is why we study in computer science. Some of the students say it is the subject of the electronics or electronics communication department. So why we study in computer science? Okay. So first question is that, or first answer of that question is, it is required to convert your logic into hardware. That means if you have any logic in the software programming and want to convert into a hardware, then this digital system will convert your logic into the hardware. So you have the sufficient knowledge about the digital electronics or digital system, by which you can convert your logic into hardware, because without support of the hardware there will be a problem with the software. Okay, so that is one of the reason that for implementation of the hardware the subject is required. Second, in many of the competitive examination like NTPC, CDOT, Center for Development of Telematics, HAL, GAL, so in all kind of competitive examination or technical competitive examination, the question from the digital electronics are come in the question paper. It is also the subject of the GATE examination. That means if you prepare for the GATE examination, then this subject is also in the syllabus of the GATE examination. If you take the written or interview of the campus, that means different companies, which is are come for the campus placement in our campus. So in that recruitment process, the question also arises from the digital system or digital electronics. So these are the reason why which it is important that it should be studied in the computer science engineering. Okay, so these are the reason why we study this subject in computer science. Now, what we learn during the study of that subject, that means digital system. So in unit 1 we discuss about the different type of number system used in digital system and their conversion. Then we see Boolean function or Boolean algebra and basic building block of designing digital circuit, that means logic gate. So logic gate are the basic building blocks for designing of the digital circuit. Then we see how to be simplified the Boolean equation which is created our logical function by using the Karnaugh map. So by using the Karnaugh map method we can reduce the Boolean expression, so less hardware is required to implement our logical function. Okay, in next unit, that means in unit 2nd, we discuss about the combinational logic circuit. The digital circuit are divided into two parts. One is known as combinational circuit, another one is known as sequential circuit. In combinational circuit, the output is entirely depend on the present state of the input, while in the sequential circuit, the output is depend on the present state of the input and previous state of the input or output. So in unit 2nd, we discuss about the combinational logic circuit. These circuits are half adder, full adder, half subtractor, full subtractor, VCD adder, serial and parallel adder. That means different type of adder, which is the fundamental unit when we design the microprocessor or ALU, that means arithmetic and logical unit. Then we also discuss about the multiplexer, demultiplexer, encoder and decoder. So these are the combinational which we discuss in unit 2nd. In unit 3rd, we discuss about the sequential circuit. So in sequential circuit, the output of the circuit depend on the present state of the input as well as previous state of the input, in which we see different type of flip-flop like D, T, SR, JK, and also discuss about the shift register, different type of counter, that means synchronous and asynchronous counter, their type, state diagram, different type of semiconductor memories, and also see the designing with the ROM and PLA. So here we see that how we can easily program these devices like ROM, PLA and other type of semiconductor memory. In next unit, that means in unit 4, we see how we can convert an analog signal into digital signal and digital signal into analog signal, that means A to D converter and D to A converter, because many of the signal are generated in the form of analog. So the system is required that signal is to be converted into digital form so they can process these signal. And at the output side, Like in communication system, for long distance transmission, it is required that the information is to be converted into analog signal. So there is a requirement of the D2A converter. Our modem is also called a modulator demodulator, which perform the operation of A to D and D to A converter. So in this unit we discuss about A to D D2A converter, different type of multi vibrator which is used for the generating different waveform. Okay, and also we discuss about the different type of logic family which are used to create the logic gate, that means basic logic gate and universal logic gate. In unit 5 we discuss about the digital communication, because in communication field the system is also goes to the digitalized, that means digital type of communication schemes are used, that means different type of digital modulation technique is used for the transmission of the signal, that means like a BPSK binary phase shift keying, VFSK binary frequency shift keying modulation technique is used for the transmission of digital data. So these are the content which we covered during the study of the subject, and after the completion of the subject we learn that the number system and their conversion, basic building block of logic circuit, that means logic gate, how we can implement the Boolean function by using these logic gate, then implementation and designing of the combinational circuit like adder, subtractor, multiplexer, decoder, encoder. That means we know about the designing of the combinational circuit and how they implement it on the hardware. Next, we also know about the designing and implementation of the sequential circuit like flip-flop, counter, register. Okay. Also know about the semiconductor memories and know how they are to be programmed. Also know about the analog to digital and digital to analog conversion that is required in many of the cases, because many of the signal are generated in the form of analog, so the system is required to convert these signal into digital form. Also discuss about the logic family, that means how we can generate the logic gate by using the discrete component, that means like transistor, diode, resistance, capacitor, and know about the digital communication system. So these are the course outcome after completing the course of digital system. These are the some reference book which is required to study of the subject. So first one is the book Digital Circuit and Logic Design, whose author is Morris Mano. Okay. Next is Digital Electronics by Gottman and Digital Electronics by Tosi. Digital Principle and Application by Mabino and Leach. Digital Integrated Electronics, Taub and Sealing. Introduction to Analog and Digital Communication by Simon Huygens. Modern Analog and Digital Communication System by V.P. Lathi. So these are the reference books used to study the subject digital system. Okay, thank you students. So now we meet in our series of video lecture or webinars by which we complete all the course content and know how we can design the digital circuit, which is the present trend of the technology. Okay, thank you.